Hi, I'm Jasmine Turner.
I'm Danielle Mitchell.
I'm Jason William Johnson.
And we're the founders of the BLACK Male Entrepreneurship Network.
So we decided to start the organization. For one, I'm a professional matchmaker. That's the business that I have by myself. And I'm always paying attention to the numbers of success rates with African American women in comparison to African American men. And every time I go to an entrepreneurship event, I notice that it was full of women and not a lot of men, but I know that the interest is there for men. So I contacted the two people that I knew that was necessary in order to make this work, and that's Danielle with her experience in business coaching and social media marketing, as well as Jason, who has tons of experience with business consulting as well as business coaching. And I knew that in order for this to work, I had to have them, we all had to do this together. So I contacted them, they were on board, and from day one, we've all worked on this together.
One of the main benefits is having a membership here where you can come and do work, if you need to network, if you need to use a conference room, any of that, they are able to have that membership while they are in the cohort. They are also being able to be taught by expertise. Yeah. So we're having subject matter experts and people that they may not be able to contact with had it not been for the BLACK Male Entrepreneurship Network. So we're giving you all the tools and resources that you need. We're asking that if you are a part of Join Black Men and the cohort, that you are investing as much into yourself as we are to you. Because ultimately, when our men do well, our community does well.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate goal.
I think one of the issues, and I'm just speaking as being a black man in entrepreneurship, is that we think we have all the answers ourselves. We don't feel comfortable asking for assistance, unless it's a friend, a colleague, someone that's in our frat, or somebody in our immediate network. But as far as a larger community, as far as a larger network, we want to look like we have it together. There's enough challenges already that we experience as black men on a day-to-day basis. So I think part of the reason there hasn't been a resource like this is because everybody's off in their little circles. But, people are afraid, we got to have it together. We got to look like we have it together. There's a lot of negative portrayals of African American men in the media. There's systemic racism and things that impact us, both, black men and black women, but especially black men. So the last thing we want to look like is someone who don't have it together. But now that we've kind of launched this, that, we're getting a lot of interest because it is a community and it's all African American men, the teachers, the speakers, the mentors, the coaches, it's an all brother thing. So I think that environment is appealing. It's almost like the barbershop for entrepreneurship.
Short-term goals, we're going to focus on continually providing resources. So now that we have the cohorts together and it's moving forward, and we have our monthly networking events together and they're moving forward, next steps is providing workshops that are specific based on different areas that men might not have access to. For example, public speaking might be one of those. Another workshop might be WordPress, but we want to be able to give the resources not only to men that are new in business, but men that want to build their business. So we'll start doing workshops next. And long term, we see ourselves expanding to other areas of the country. So we've already talked to people in LA. We've talked to people in Tennessee that are interested in bringing an organization similar to what we're doing to their area. So we plan to expand and be able to offer courses on online platforms and workshops online.
And then we'll also be able to license the branding and the curriculum to other community-based organizations in different cities that are also working with that same demographic. So like non-for-profit organizations who are working for, working with ex-offenders.
Yeah.
Nonprofits like urban leagues across the country, or like other community-based organizations who can utilize a boots on the ground component of this. So we'll have it online. We'll have it at your local nonprofit. It's going to be everywhere.
I think that was the one thing that was pretty dope about what we do that's different, is that we created a curriculum that is specifically for black men. right? So the curriculum that we created encompasses everything that a Black man experiences as an entrepreneur, right? So does he have challenges with finance? And does he have challenges going to the bank and getting a loan? Does he have challenges finding people that he can trust? Does he have challenges finding mentors? What is his family structure like? So we created a curriculum that's specific for Black men so that they knew that it was a place for them, and the challenges that they might experience, we've already considered those, as many of them as we can. We've already considered those, and we're trying to do everything to knock those out of the way.
And then another cool thing about the curriculum, all the classes are named after rap songs.
Yeah, that's dope too.
Yeah. So like for example, the marketing class is named Hit 'Em Up. The branding classes, I got a story to tell. So we just, we try to make it a creative, fun environment.
History shows that it is so important that we get to owning. Owning is how you get generational wealth. You can pass this down to your children. They cannot maybe the CEO, but they are still the owner.
Yeah.
There's so much pride in that. When you look at history, the governments and the powers that be have done all they can to stop Black people from doing that. Mm-hmm. From Black Wall Street to Seneca Valley, over and over, they've bombed these communities that have been owning. So there's power in that because that is what they try to destroy.
Yeah.
Also, we have to get back to knowing that instead of us trying to beg and plead for these large corporations to do for our community, if we just took 10 years to build ourselves, we can do for our community without having to beg.
Right. All hands in.
Yep.
All hands on deck.
Yeah.
Yep. I would just say start where you are. So for the most part, a lot of times when I do business coaching, I find that people say, well, I would do this if I had this, or if I had this funding, or I had this loan or whatever, right? So that becomes the excuse for not going after your dream, right? So I always tell people, don't say I can't, say how can I? Because when you ask that question, it stimulates your creativity. A lot of times they think, oh, I gotta launch it and it gotta look exactly the way it looks in my mind's eye. No, you gotta birth it and then you gotta let it mature and grow. So what can you do immediately right now with the resources you have, the people that you know, where you can at least start doing something tailored around what you're trying to do business-wise? And that would be my recommendation.
I would say first thing first, go to joinblackmen.com and sign up for our newsletter. We give out tools and resources for free through our newsletter that we just feel is beneficial for the community. But also I would say to be consistent. Consistency is key, and to think outside the box. In the Black community, we are so creative and so hip on everything social. It's free for you to open up and start a Facebook fan page for your business and get your entire high school to like your page, and now you have 14,000 likes. Or to get your entire community or your entire church. Like, you have to think outside the box. We still meet at large occasions for graduations, for weddings, for church, for seminars. These are where you can also be getting people to like your Facebook page, to follow each other on Instagram. Once you get past 5,000 likes and stuff, you are in place to work with brands. It's just that simple. It's not, you don't have to have 100,000 to start actually making money. So if you knew that, then it would change your perspective.
I think the one thing that you can do is think about what you're passionate about, and then think about where your skills, your knowledge and your skills lie. One of my professors in college, I will never forget this, he'd always say, people pay for knowledge and skills. People pay for knowledge and skills. So whether you have a particular skill set that you're great at, or you have some information that you're very knowledgeable about, people will pay for that. And it doesn't always require you to have this huge corporation that you have to sell it. There are people out here that's just a one-man show and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars per year because they understand that they have a knowledge or a skill set that is valuable to somebody. And so identify where your passion is, and then understand what you're knowledgeable about or what your skill set is, and then create a business out of that and just start with what you already have. Somebody will pay for it. Understand your audience, and that goes a little bit deeper into entrepreneurship. But knowledge and skills, remember that. People pay for knowledge and skills.